Being a man used to be simpler. You guard the cave, provide sustenance, honor thy name. A handshake sealed the deal, and a word was a promise. Today, things are a bit more complicated. We try to impress people we don't know by acquiring things we don't need. We have friends lists, but few real friendships. Things like integrity and kindness have fallen by the wayside. How can we know if we measure up when the scale is constantly changing? The Freemasons believe that a man's job is to be the best version of himself possible, to pursue truth and self-discovery, to give more and take less. We connect with our fellow man so that we may learn from each other, to challenge one another to live up to our highest ideals. We believe a man should be judged by his strength of character, his willingness to make sacrifices to improve both himself and the lives of those around him. For hundreds of years, the Freemasons have helped men find more meaning, to make connections with other men in a way that truly matters. For those seeking a deeper sense of purpose, a chance to make lasting friendships. To reach higher. To find more.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Hamilton Southeastern High School as we get set for another game in our championship lacrosse on IndianaSRN weekend. It is the East and West All-Star game. Great to have you with us. Troy Dargowski along with Jarrett Lewis. One game in the books earlier today, the club team championship. Jarrett, you had a chance to call that game. You saw two very good teams in that one, but now we have a, you might say, potpourri of players coming into this one here in the East and the West.
Yeah, great way to start the day here from Hamilton Southeastern with the club championship game. East side defeating Leo 10-6, a great game, my first lacrosse game that I've actually taken in person, so that was a great experience. And now we get game number 2 underway, and plenty of great talent. I mean, that's what this is. It's a showcase. These a lot of these guys are upperclassmen from these big area schools that have had tremendous seasons. A few players, in fact, from Carmel and Hamilton Southeastern who are actually going to be in the 2A game. Also, Guerin Catholic and South Bend St. Joseph. There's a few guys mixed in on both of those teams. So some guys that'll be playing later today. We're not sure how many minutes they'll get in this one, so because they want to be well prepared and juiced up for their state championship game later today. But should be a fantastic second game. Plenty of talent, plenty of guys to have our eyes on from a wide variety of schools all across the state.
It's going to be a warm one here today. You guys witnessed that in person in the press box. Now, I'm getting lucky because the sun is behind us, but down there on the turf, it is going to be a warm day. They're going to have to stay hydrated, and this is the best the coaches can do, keep everybody rested.
Yeah, and you look at this turf field, how nice it is, but that heat coming off that turf is going to add a little extra degrees, it feels like, to those players. So, yes, like you said, make sure you're staying hydrated. And the good thing for both these teams is they have a really deep roster. A lot of all-stars. There's, I believe, almost 20 guys on each side.
Yeah.
So, as a coach, you can rotate in a lot of different guys, make sure everybody isn't playing too long of a stretch out there on the field. Don't want anybody cramping up or getting injured in any sort of way. So that's a good thing. Deep rosters, you can always have guys going in and out. The coaches have that to their disposal. And that 10 a.m. game, we actually had the sun kind of beaming into this press box, so we're lucky that it's over our head and we got plenty of shade. We feel good up in here. But, out on the field, the temperatures are going to be rising.
All-star games are different at every level, but an all-star game like this also gives these players a chance to showcase to maybe a college coach that is looking for some talent to come at whatever level it might be. So the players want to play their best here today and see certainly what they can do.
Yeah, they sure do. And, for some of these guys, they might be seniors, kind of like we said. So a lot of upperclassmen, this may be the last time that they play a high school level lacrosse game. So, they want to be able to showcase their abilities just like what it says in the title, East-West Showcase. So it might be their last game. They want to be able to do that. And what a perfect place, a perfect venue, and a perfect kind of atmosphere with family and friends watching to try and be able to do that.
And the coaches want to get as many players. In fact, I think they will, as you mentioned, pretty much 20 on each side. So everybody should get plenty of playing time here today on this All-Star weekend as well. Of course, we still have 2 championship games coming up later today. That's going to be a lot of fun. 2 teams in 1A that are just excellent, and then, boy, that 2A game is going to be good as well. We'll come back in a couple of moments. This is Championship Lacrosse on IndianaSRN.
What's the number one misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc., within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is, and that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in a library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on IndianaSRN. If you would like to know more information about IndianaSRN, send me an email, coach@IndianaSRN.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
The West will be in the dark uniforms here today. The East will be in the white. One thing that Jarrett will be responsible is getting the players with no numbers on the front and identifying them as quickly as possible. So only one way to do that. Look at the backside, huh?
Or we got to open this window and yell at them to turn around or something. It might be some stretches where we're waiting to see, trying to identify who exactly it is. But, we will do our best and keep eye on each number and try to, remember each player for each number that they are. So, we will do our best, try to avoid that little hiccup.
40 different players to identify at some point as we head to the face-off on this one, and we are about underway. 12-minute quarters, as always, here in Lacrosse, as we are now set to go. Who will win the face-off? And the East will open up. Justin Sherberly from Evansville Memorial, and then a turnover by the East. West will be in control now. Quinn Fitzgerald wearing number 2 now on the attack as he works it toward the cage, and that one a little bit wide, might have hit just off of the crossbar and goes out of bounds on the near side. Of the West will keep it. Jack Alvarez out of Fishers. And the shot save. Good save there for the East team. Number 25, Cole Potter out of Penn High School in goal today for the East squad. East on the attack, back the other way. Quickness will be key here today, as always, as they'll work behind the cage at the X. East trying to get on the board first. William Rogers also out of Evansville Memorials. They'll work it to Dylan Holt, Penn. Good program for Penn in lacrosse. Heard you guys talking about it earlier. The game of lacrosse is getting more and more as that shot is off of the pole to the right on the strong side, but lacrosse is getting more popular all the time in the Midwest.
It sure is, and I was telling Joey in the first game that I'm starting to see lacrosse, appear a little bit more, whether it's like through my social media, I'm watching on TV or whatever it is. Just watched the NCAA championship game not too long ago, earlier this week. That was a good one. So, I feel that, too, that it's just, more people are becoming aware. It's becoming a little bit more of a popular sport here, and not just in the state of Indiana, but like you said, in the Midwest.
A lot of those club team players that you called earlier, they don't have enough to make a team, so they combine to make some teams, and hopefully high schools will get more involved in not only boys but girls lacrosse as well. East and West underway as the shot, and that one saved. Good save off the skip shot. In goal today, Cam Reese from Heritage Christian. Of course, we had a chance to see him in Heritage Christian earlier this week. And now on the attack the other way, here is the West. Good look there at Wes Stemick out of Harrison High School in West Lafayette. As we'll work behind the cage at the X, ball is loose. We'll pick up this one. And the ground ball pickup by the East. Warm day here today at Hamilton Southeastern High School. Good look at Rogers. Rogers fires from deep, and that one at about the 20-yard line, and another good save by Potter. Take that back 25, Cam Reese.
Reese and Potter have looked pretty spectacular so far in this opening quarter. I expect to see really good goalie play in this one. Potter and Reese, two of the best in the state.
You make a good point at that. Is we talk so much about the field players, but if I'm one of those goaltenders, I want to shut these guys down and show those college coaches what I can do against very good talent.
Yeah, sure thing. And that's kind of a spot that kind of gets highlighted if, in a showcase like this, whether it be, if it was football, you're looking at quarterbacks, running backs, that sort of thing, big skill positions, and then in a game like this in lacrosse, the goalies are going to get a lot of the spotlight time in a game like this.
Last shot skipping wide to the right, so the West will keep it. Stemek behind the cage. This shot will go wide right, as looked like that was Dominic Sikuso out of Brebeuf. He was moving to his right, shooting right, as he was looking for a high-to-high goal there, as they'll work it off the lane to the left. Again, the West team in the dark uniforms, and another good save. Great job by Potter, able to get that shot to his right. So now the East will go on the counterattack. Both teams have, as Jared mentioned, 2 guys that are in goal today. Goals could be at a premium. This one off the check on the stick there by Ben Graham out of Homestead. And again, you'll see the East work behind the cage at the X. And West is going to defend them behind the cage as well. No open defense there for the West. 7:29 remaining in the opening period, and again, no score. Evan Seymour, that ball loose and shot and a score, and that'll be Leo Prosser from Carmel, able to get on the board first for the East. That was a big blast that time, and he wound up and skipped that one into the goal. And
number 1, Leo Prosser.
There's your first goal of the afternoon.
Good passing, good patience, and as you start, so one player started to move towards the right. Prosser kind of allows himself to be free in the middle of that defense. So you just find that open zone, good passing in there, and then if you can get around your guy, kind of throw that shot right off of his shoulder with a lot of speed. Prosser did just that.
Till the East winning the face-off, and they come back down and score quickly. William Rogers out of Evansville Memorial, and just like that, it is a 2-0 contest.
East takes a
nice quick score, able to win this face-off.
And that was
East.
Fast, wasn't it?
It sure was.
Well, look at this. I mean, once he won that face-off, got to the 30, great pass.
That was Sheberly from Memorial. So in a matter of about 8 seconds, the East is able to score again.
The other thing about an all-star game, most of these players may have played against each other, but they've never played with each other as teammates, as the East again on the attack. That's a quick pass inside. The shot by Prosser wide right. So it may take a little bit of time just to kind of figure out what you're trying to do on offense. I would have ventured to say most things are very vanilla offensively.
Yeah, it's kind of hard with, you have every guy on your team is essentially an all-star, so you don't really have that one go-to guy unless he's just, absolutely ridiculous with the stick and he can score at will. But I'm sure we'll see a lot of different guys get into the scoring column and try to get involved, try to figure out each other's tendencies, move together. We'll see in this opening quarter, kind of, I guess, the team trying to find out, where the rhythm is good offensively.
That pass went high and off the stick. See if that was Alvarez there at midfield, unable to bring it in. So a turnover for the West. The East back on the attack. The East, by the way, was penalized a little bit ago for entering the crease, so they had to turn it back over. So back-to-back turnovers. And the last 2 possessions, East. Tyler Roberts out of Noblesville. East again will work behind the cage. West trying to keep from going down 3-0. A turnover again by the East squad.
It looks like there's some potential there with Prosser. He's got some speed starting behind the cage and then working his way towards the goal. You can find some guys start to cut towards the goal, but good defense, good recognition also by the West All-Stars.
Long stick midi there. Steele by Sarno of Evansville North. And again, the East trying to get in scoring position. They will turn it over there, and hey, we will head the other way. Here's Owen Cuniff out of Chittard High School. Expecting a big crowd coming in later today for the 2 championship games. It'll be a fun one. That was a skip shot picked up off the bounce, and another nice save. As Cole Potter already making some nice plays early by the East, and back on the counterattack as they work it in to the West zone. Let's see how the East will set it up here as we come up on 4.5 minutes remaining in quarter number 1.
The offense for the West has kind of seen a lot of one-and-dones. They've had some decent shots, but overall, few passes and just one shot. Meanwhile, the East, they're staying more patient, looking for high-quality shots like that close to the goal.
Wow. Drew Curtis from Center Grove on the bounce, and it's 3-0 East. They're kind of flexing their muscle now a little bit here early. Take a look at this one.
And again, it's right in the middle of that zone. Great cut there by Curtis. Kind of came out of nowhere from behind the goal. Nice bounce pass. Those are sometimes hard to defend, it looks like, for the goalies. Nice job there by Curtis. 3-0.
We will take a quick break. You're watching Championship Lacrosse on IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Want to remind you, Express Lacrosse, established on Long Island over 25 years ago, is the most renowned lacrosse club in the United States. Express directors, coaches, and alumni are respected nationwide because of their ability to lead, train, and develop outstanding student athletes. As a founding member of the National Lacrosse Federation, Long Island Express and its affiliates provide opportunities for their players to compete with and against the best in the game. Midwest Express, part of the esteemed Long Island Express family, was established right here in Indiana to offer highly competitive student athletes in the Midwest an opportunity to strive for their personal best. With access to the most selective tournaments in the country, players in the Midwest now have a level playing field with traditional hotbed areas. Attend their tryouts August 21st and 22nd for your chance to be the best. And we are seeing some of the best here this afternoon in the East-West Showcase. 3-0 East on top as we are back to the face-off. And that violation will go against the West, so the East again. Boy, I tell you what, time of possession right now, it has been pretty much all East.
Well, we've had almost 8 minutes of play, and it feels like 6 minutes of that has been in control of the East.
Ground balls and time of possession early. The face-off certainly has been in favor of the East to this point, and the scoreboard showing the same. See how the East will come out here following that quick timeout. Justin Sheberly, one of the midfielders in the lineup now for the East out of Evansville Memorial. Good patience here by the East, but falling down on the turf is Dylan Holt. A pen turnover, and we'll head the other way. Counterattack now by Jack Alvarez. Shot, and that one skips and caroms high in the air. Ground ball loose, picked up by the West.
Great recovery and reaction in the net from Potter. Almost looked like it was a great pass first from the West. It was going to look like an easy goal. But Potter's showing off why he's one of the best goalies in the state.
You know, I've never been in the situation to be a goalie. Can you imagine? That ball's not very big, and as hard as some of the players shoot that thing, how do you see it in time?
And how close they are, too. Because with Alvarez starting off that little fast break, he had a nice pass to his teammate, and there's nice passing right there, too.
Yep. 2-5. That's Fitzgerald from Brebeuf to Owen Cuniff of Chittard, and that's the first goal of the game here today for the West, and comes at 2:42. That's a great offensive set that time by the West.
At first, here's the defense. Or actually, that was the goal that was scored by Curtis earlier, but defense was great. That's what started it off. We just talked about time of possession and how it wasn't really in the West's favor. Well, you know, you get turnovers, and then you can have quick trips like that where you kind of have the defense beat. And so they take advantage of it nice there with Alvarez starting it off, and then nice tandem between Cuniff.
Ooh, nice save right there. Cole Potter, and that was another good break there by the West, and they nearly scored as quickly as what we saw the East score a few moments ago when they got the face-off. Ball loose near the sideline and going out of bounds. Nolan Sarno out of Evansville North, unable to save it. So now the West in possession, nearly losing it at about the 30. That's a great deflection off the pass by Sam Hody from Guerin Catholic. We'll see him and the Golden Eagles a little bit later today in the 1A championship game. 1:54 remaining here in the opening period of play. West trying to pull to within one. They'll work behind the cage at the X. Nice entry pass. Shot save again by Potter. Straightaway shot. The West will keep it, though. Another good shot off the skip. And let me tell you what, Potter made that look easy.
Potter's having himself a game so far, and it's just the opening quarter. Pretty good passing and cutting from the West All-Stars.
East coming back quickly, and a goal, high-to-high goal there by number 6, Drew Curtis, out of Center Grove.
Drew Curtis.
Great passing again. Starts off with a great defense on the other end. Potter gets a lot of saves. You have a few deflections between your defensive men, and outlet pass shoots the guy over him, but still there's a player there, and that is Hyman. Excuse me, that's Evan Doan, and then shoots it up to Curtis. Curtis is behind the entire defense. They're just too late to get to him.
Yeah, you saw that exactly right. Nobody defending, coming back fast enough to help your goalie. So a 4-1 score. The East leading the West here in the second period of play. Face-off won, this time by the West. Jack Alvarez again out of Fishers, working out top. Jacob Felton from Concordia, one of the long stick middies coming out of the lineup. Now we'll see the West in the back 15 work it to the outside. Good entry. Pass is tipped and stolen away. Turnover by the West. And here comes the East back the other way. That was a great play defensively by Nolan Sarno. Coming up on the final 30 seconds of this opening period of play. East is going to play for one right here. Wade Whistler take that back. That is Drew Curtis. Now at the top straightaway, high pass. It was intended for a cutting Evan Doan out of Evansville Harrison, 11.5. Turnover there by the East. So now if you're the West, you're going to have to work really fast to even get a good look. That one sails high to the opposite 40, and that is going to do it for the opening period of play. We'll take a quick timeout. 4-1 East on top. This is Championship Lacrosse on IndianaSRN. East-West All-Star Classic here today. Let's take a look at the last goal scored. And, Jared, take us through what you see here.
Well, again, it started off on that last defensive side for the East. Nice stop and then a nice outlet up towards the middle of the field, and then at that point it's kind of like, if you had a fast break in basketball, it's like you have a 3-on-2, so you got to take advantage of those. You got to be able to score points in that situation, and that's exactly what East had. Nice passing up to Curtis, who has his second goal. 3 different guys in scoring for the East. Curtis leading all scorers with 2.
Well, 4-1 your score. The East got out to a very fast start, and one thing about the West, they came back and answered, but boy, give the East credit as they come back quickly and put their 4th goal on the board as we're ready for our second 12 minutes of play here in this All-Star Classic. Later today, the 1A championship and the 2A championship. We're going to see 4 very, very, very good teams. In fact, this Hamilton Southeastern team, I'm looking forward to seeing them. Only one of the top teams in the state. They're one of the top teams in the country.
They sure are, and just so impressive with, also playing schools out of state, which I didn't realize until, learning about doing these games, kind of looking at each team and how they fared throughout the season. But, not just playing, other big schools around the area, but going out of state, playing some powerhouses in nearby states. So really, and having a couple of guys in this All-Star game as well. We know Gavin Berry is on the east side, as well as Teddy Johnson for HSC, and they're going up against Carmel, who actually has a player on the east side as well, and that's Leo Prosser. He got things going in this game with the first goal.
So now the West will attack right to left, and the East from left to right. So we switch sides and get ready for the next 12 minutes of play. Those 2 matchups. The 1A and 2A championship coming up later today. We'll have the 1A championship beginning at around 4 o'clock. The ball loose off of the face-off, and it'll eventually be picked up there by the West. Lucas Kress out of Fishers. Straight away, takes a look. Left alley shot, and it goes wide to the left as Cole Potter had a beat on that one all the way. That would have been a very, very tough shot to get by Cole Potter. The West will keep it once that ball went out of play, not touched by the East squad as they'll work it at the X behind the cage. Entry pass, and that will skip loose all the way back close to midfield. The West will keep it. All the defenders there waiting to maybe get their shot at it at the midfield line, but it didn't roll far enough. Again, the West on the attack. Left wing, ball loose as Jack Alvarez unable to get across on that one, and now the East almost losing it on the sideline, picked up there by Gavin Berry. Ground ball near midfield, far side. You saw the 2 defenders there having to wait for that ball to cross the midfield line.
Kind of an odd thing to see, though, too. You got to stay on that side. You use your stick, so get out there and reach for that ball.
Kind of like playing dodgeball. The ball's laying there. They don't let you step over and grab it. So now the West in possession. They've been very deliberate on their offense. The East playing good man-to-man. There's a skip shot. Good straight away. And it's now 4-2.
Goal number 12.
Say that was 12. Jack Alvarez. We just mentioned his name a couple of moments ago.
Alvarez has been the guy for few possessions, whether it's bringing it from midfield, kind of trying to start something for the West, and what a good way to start off this second quarter, a minute and a half in, able to cut this deficit down to 2.
Now the West has answered the call twice in a row. Once they had given up a goal, they have come back, and as Jared mentioned, a 2-goal deficit now as the West. See if they can win this face-off once again. They've not been as successful today winning the face-off as they would like to be. Get that ball in possession early. That was Lucas Kress up against Justin Sheberly of Evansville Memorial on the face-off. So now here comes the East. This is Smith. Ball loose as that one will sail out of bounds on the far side. Turnover there by the East on their possession at 10-16.
Good idea, trying to start something between Smith and Prosser, who made the cut from around the goal. If he's able to control that pass and quickly turn his stick around towards the goal, try to get a shot off, that's a nice, almost point-blank range shot for Prosser to get goal number 2.
Sawyer Strong playing that short stick defense up to force the action a little bit more against the West, and so now the West off the left wing. Good check there defensively for the East. Jackson Pruitt out of East Side. 9:39 to go in period number 2. Long shot, save to the right. That was a great save again. These guys have great reaction. You talk about Cole Potter.
Potter's got about 6 saves to his credit already.
Was it just a complete net save that time, as this shot is going to be deflected straight away. Teams battling for the loose ball, picked up by the West, and they try to go on the counterattack, and another high pass. Let's see if that one does stay in bounds, and it will, as again both teams looking for the ground ball pickup there, and it'll eventually be won by Leo Prosser. And the white team of the East is going to call a timeout. Want to remind you that Empire Lacrosse is your source for all things lacrosse. Established in 2004, their mission is to be recognized as a leader in the industry by offering excellent service, competitive pricing, and exceptional playing opportunities. From individual sales to team outfitting, leagues and tournaments, Empire Lacrosse has everything you need to look good, feel good, and play great. Visit them online at EmpireLAX.com. That's EmpireLAX.com. Well, I think momentum-wise, the one thing that the East did right there, get a timeout. They kind of felt maybe things are shifting to the West. They got a little bit sloppy in their passing, so they wanted a timeout, kind of settle things down and play like they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a really good start for the second quarter for the West. Still plenty of game left, obviously, so you want to be able to make the most out of your opportunities, and they've done that so far, able to cut the deficit down to 2. East with a good timeout here. If you're a coach, might as well. You get 2, so you might as well use them. And there's a good spot to do just that. A little less than 9 minutes left to go in the second. And a really clean game. Really, compared to the first game, saw a lot more penalties in that first game. This game, you can really appreciate just how clean and smooth that these guys are playing and how well they're playing together.
By the way, at halftime, we're going to have the presentation of a lot of the postseason awards, and we're going to stay here for that and recognize those players, coaches, and individuals that have had such an excellent season. So please stay tuned for that coming up at halftime. All state, and there are a lot of guys we're going to see playing not just in this one but later today that have been honored by their conference and the state as well. In fact, there's a few All-Americans we're going to see being honored as well. So the East in possession, 4-2 your score, East on top. Left wing working it out top and reset it. Good look at Drew Curtis. In the alley to the right, will reverse direction and set it up again out front to Gavin Perry. West defending well, shot, and that's deflected out front. That may have caught a piece. Trying to see what number that was of 23, which was Sam Hody out of Guerin. He took one on the side and quickly back the other way in the score. That is going to be number 4, Brendan Smurden out of Victory Christian Academy. And that was quick.
That was quick. I mean, from the length of the field, right to left. First, you had good deflections on the defensive side, and then a nice bounce into the stick, I believe, Secoso, who's got it right here. And again, it's that fast break. So, and finding himself beyond the defense was Smurden. A couple of the East players were ball watching. Learned that term earlier from Joey. So, nice goal picked up there by the West.
He was right in front of the crease, too. Boy, you love to see your defenders give him at least a little bit of a Chuck right there to get him out of position as the East will come up with the face-off and a 4-3 score. East was up early, 3-0. It was 3-1, 4-1, and now 4-3. Back-to-back goals put together by the West. And talked about that timeout. The East trying to settle their players down, get back to what got them success early. As that shot really high, and I'm not sure if the attempt was really a shot or more looking to pass, changing his mind at the last second. So now the East inside, off the cross to the right as that hit the post. Great save. That's one of your friends if you're a goalkeeper, as you can rely on that post every once in a while. The West back on the counterattack on the right alley, goes behind the cage and rolls out of play.
Boy, a great look at it. Did the East All-Stars with Prosser starting behind the cage and swinging it to, I believe, it was Rogers there. Rogers or Sawyer Strong. Great cut, great connection there just off the post.
Back-to-back turnovers. Graham had gotten the steal for the West, and then back the other way, Nolan Sarno for Evansville North and the East, and another turnover. West on the attack, and another nice save, again by Cole Potter.
Like the idea of Fitzgerald kind of giving that pass fake, make Potter move towards his left, and Potter's the one that's down now.
Yeah, he might have used part of his body to save that one. Yeah, take a look at this one.
You see as Fitzgerald gets closer to the net.
Yeah, I think that caught him on the leg, didn't it? Well, it did. It was a great job, though, Potter using his cross to reach and see where that post was, helping him in his positioning, but I think he ended up catching that one off the leg. Now,
get a check at it again.
All right, Jarrett, you have good eyes, so is that a thigh shot right there?
It looks close because he as he gets up, he starts to grab towards the inside of his thigh. So maybe at first he didn't feel anything, but as he started to move around, it started to sting.
Want to remind everyone that True Lacrosse Indiana proudly supports the IHSLA, Indiana Premier Travel Lacrosse Team, fielding teams from under 8 to seniors in high school. Get more information at 317-727-6048, True Lacrosse, Indiana. Now, you lose Potter, and again, hopefully he's okay, he'll be back, but now you don't have him in there, and you've seen the way he's played already today. That'd be a tough loss.
That would be, and it looks like Jonathan Kelly is the second goalie in out of Castle. He's number 24, so he's back out there. Hopefully Potter is all right, and maybe we can see him at some point later on in this game.
So now the East with a 1-goal lead, 6:09 remaining here in the second period of play. They'll work the back 15. Prosser looking to his right. And again, the East will bring it back out, set it now to Dylan Holt. Holt plays his high school at Penn. Entry pass, and that one was tipped out front, picked up by the goalie, and nothing there for the East once again. So what they had in a very good offense early, they have now stalled a little bit here in period number 2.
Yeah, the West defense is starting to pick up as we expected them to. I mean, we're talking about the all-stars of the entire state, so they've responded well, and they have 2 goals of their own here in this quarter.
Alvarez deep, and that's another one right off the post. That was a long shot by Alvarez. He was around the 30 when he let that big shot release. So the West will be able to keep it once again as the attack out front. Skip, and a good save, this time in goal once again, as we talked about the injury to Potter, but now showing he can do the job is Jonathan Kelly, as you mentioned, out of Castle High School.
A couple good looks at it for the West. Some close range shots just off the bar, but good saves there by Kelly, who's making the most of his early minutes.
East on the return. Evan Doan out of Harrison High School in Evansville. High pass, and was he able to save it? Yes, looked like Prosser able to make the save. So now the East at the back 15. And you see the West will defend it there. They're going to make sure that there's no freebies given up right here. Good entry, straightaway shot, and the goal. That looked like number 7, Sawyer Strong. Out of Westfield High School, and the East needed that goal. They had gone stagnant for a while on offense. 5-3 your score.
You could see it start to develop. The East has a really nice rhythm going with Prosser starting with the ball behind the cage, and see all that space around Strong, who had so much time to wind that up and fire it in there. A couple times now we've seen players kind of just establish themselves in the middle of that defensive zone, able to have enough space, get that shot off. That's too close if you're the West.
Yeah, there's no doubt those defensemen need to come in a little bit more and help out their goalie. 5-3 now. East on top. Again, at halftime, we'll bring you the ceremonies of the awards from the postseason. So make sure you stay tuned for that. They're going to honor a lot of different players. Turnover by the West. The East back the other way. Jackson Pruitt out of East Side.
Saw a lot of Pruitt in the first game earlier today. He helped East Side get the 10-6 victory. And now here he is on the East All-Star squad.
You got to like that. You play that game, you come back, you know it's hot. You could have said, go home. I'm going to enjoy my
I bet he loves it, though. He looks like a guy that just he wants to be out there.
Yeah. So following the turnover, the East, with 3:34 remaining in period number 2, back in the attack. The left alley shot high and wide. Looked like Dylan Holt there for the East out of Penn High School. You know, I broadcast the Guerin game the other day, and the one thing I always think about in college, of course, they have the shot clock. I would love to see the shot clock in lacrosse. There's a ball that hits the side of the net. Would you like to see the shot clock in lacrosse? And I'll take it a step further, high school basketball.
That's an interesting take, because there's already the talk about it in high school basketball, and I'm not sure if it's 50-50, 60-40, what it is, but high school basketball, I've always been leaning towards no. Just keep it the way it is. No need for the shot clock. Lacrosse, I don't know. It might be a different story just because it's a different kind of pace.
Yeah.
And plus in college, I believe it's 80 seconds, which is a really long time.
Yeah.
So I think the shot clock definitely looks good in college. For high school, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the argument is or is for or against it, but it's an interesting topic.
That shot wide to the right. JR producer said a lot of it has to do with money, getting those scoreboards changed and everything like that.
That would be a lot of scoreboards to be. In the basketball sense.
Yes.
Of course, out here on lacrosse, they already have the play clock for football, so it'd work for lacrosse too. But for basketball, yes, that would be a major financial situation.
I say we spend the money and do it. East on the attack, and the pass goes wide right. I think a lot of coaches at the collegiate level would like to see the shot clock in basketball at the high school level, so the players that go to college understand what it's like to play with a shot clock. And so they come in a little bit behind the 8 ball, you might say. The attack by the West straight away. Nice save again. Jonathan Kelly stepping in for Cole Potter, who left earlier with the injury. 90 seconds remaining in the first half. It's a 5-3 game. The East on top. Quick change for the West as you get a look at Owen Cuniff out of Shatar, and on the alley right, now the right wing. And now they'll bring it, set it up in the back 15. Let's see what they'll do here. Look to the inside, and the ball comes loose. Alex Stitzman there for the West out of Evansville. Wright's unable to hold on to it following the turnover. Back the other way. High pass Nice pickup there by Drew Curtis. Curtis behind the cage, now looks to the inside, and he's still loose, gets a couple of checks and scores. Great one-on-one play by Drew Curtis as he got loose out front. And now he has the hat trick, third goal of the day, 6-3. That's a beautiful play.
It sure was. It just sticking with it, just relentless. As he catches it at the 15, goes all the way around, gets into the end zone, and brings it back to the opposite 15. Just sticking with the play. Takes a couple bumps from two different players, but he stays on his feet. Nice control there by Curtis. He's been spectacular. 3 goals to his credit, half the scoring for the East.
Well, they tried to, as you said, they were trying to get him off balance and keep him away from his. He got very close to the crease, tried to shove him away, still couldn't do it.
And a big-time goal under a minute left to go in the half, so nice little momentum for the East to try and close out the half, keep this lead.
As you see, we're down to the last 40 seconds. West will win the faceoff. Left alley shot wide right. West Stemick out of Harrison really didn't get a good look at it. In fact, it looked like he was more off balance going to his left and shooting right. But the West will keep it, not touched there by the East. Back 15 once again, Brendan Eckert out of Avon. Ground ball loose, close to midfield, scooped up there by Dominic Sacuso. 12 remaining. West trying to get that final shot, the skip, and that'll go wide to the left. Good look there for Jonathan Kelly to watch that one go wide. 7.2. Still a chance to get a shot right here. Alley left turning, and a great save again by Jonathan Kelly. Boy, give Kelly credit, stepping in for Potter, and he hasn't missed a beat.
Beautiful save to close out the half. Great minutes put in by Kelly in the goal. It was a great first quarter for Potter. 2 solid goalies for the East and some good scoring led by Drew Curtis of Center Grove. They have a 6-3 lead now.
Take a look at this save by Jonathan Kelly out of Castle. Well, that's great position, too, on that strong side. Holds that stick straight up and down. Boy, he barely had to move it.
And he flung that ball all the way to the goalie in the opposite goal. A couple fans appreciated that.
Yeah, no need to keep it in your end whatsoever. We'll take a quick one. It's a 6-3 score. East on top of the West. You're watching Championship Lacrosse on IndianaSRN.
Why do more graduating seniors choose Ivy Tech Community College over any other school? Ivy Tech offers flexibility, a wide variety of programs, and thousands of classes, including online options. Our certificates and degrees get students into a great career quickly. And if you want an affordable path to a bachelor's degree, we have guaranteed admissions programs with most 4-year universities in Indiana. So you can start at Ivy Tech and transfer as a junior. Ready for a great education at the lowest cost? Complete a free application today.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Looking for a great family experience? Well, look no further than Indy's best campground, KOA Indianapolis. RV sites, tents, cabins, and glamping is just minutes away. The kids will love the new splash park, horses, and summer activities. Whether you're roasting marshmallows around the campfire for gooey s'mores, enjoying our amazing pizza delivered to your site, or hand-dipped ice cream. Don't forget to visit our gift shop boutique where you'll find supplies of all your gift and camping needs. Go on KOA.com to book or call us at 317-894-1397. Mention Indiana SRN for a free bundle of fireworks.
We're back at Hamilton Southeastern High School. It's halftime, and now we're going to go to our public address announcer for the awards for the state of Indiana.
From Rebuff, Quinn Fitzgerald. From Garin Catholic, Roth Rainey. From Evansville Memorial, Will Rogers. Honorable mention, Luke Thomas. The midfielders, from Garin Catholic, Luke Abel. From Heritage Christian, Reed Gary. From Garin Catholic, Cooper Navarro. And honorable mentions, John Tiller and Nick Mitchell. The defensemen, from Garin Catholic, Thomas Berger. From Bishop Chatard, Kyle Haslett. And from Marion, Abe Kloska. Honorable mention, Charlie Skorty. Goalie, from Heritage Christian, Cam Reese. And honorable mention, Ben Bailey. The long stick midfielder, from Garin Catholic, Max McGreal. And honorable mentions, Anderson Davis, Eli Backus, and Nolan Samo. Face-off, from St. Joe, Jack Tobolowski. And the defensive midfielder from St. Joe, Ethan Fullenkamp. Honorable mention, Max Nichols. And the 2021 IHSLA 2A All-State Award winners. At attack, from HSE, Ryan Kemp. From Carmel, Matthew Rogers. From Carmel, Jake Klein. And honorable mention, Kevin Brudich. The midfielders, from Castle, Troon Holton. From Carmel, Kyle Fedorcha. From HSE, Michael Matheny. And honorable mention, Johnny Craig. The defensemen, from Carmel, Jack Huntington. From Center Grove, Will Bauer. And from Hamilton Southeastern, Nolan Canese. Honorable mention, T.J. Streepy. Goalie, from Carmel, Ethan Hall. And honorable mention, Tavin Koskix. And the long stick midfielder from Hamilton Southeastern, Ty DeSplinter. Honorable mention, Bronick Arbuckle and Sam Stevenson. Face-off, from Westfield, Luke Lewis, and honorable mention, Jake Lemieux. And the defensive midfielders from Hamilton Southeastern, Max Blackburn and Chase Arbuckle from Carmel. Honorable mention, Reed Wesley. Those are your 2021 IHSLA All-State Award winners. And now the 2021 U.S. Lacrosse All-Americans from Hamilton Southeastern, Ty DeSplinter, Ezra Zabukovich. From Hamilton Southeastern, Ryan Kemp. From Carmel, Jack Huntington. From Babuff, Quinn Fitzgerald. From Carmel, Kyle Fedorcha. And from Garin, Luke Abel. Those are your 2021 Lacrosse All-Americans. Your 2021 U.S. Lacrosse Academic All-Americans from Park Tudor, Alex Badman. From Park Tudor, Jack Button. From Carmel, Bryce Cannon. From Carmel, Elijah Choi. From Southport, Nicholas Frank. From St. Joseph, Ethan Fullenkamp. From Carmel, Meade Hicks. And from Carmel, John Kenny. From Carmel, Jake Klein. And from Hamilton Southeastern, Jake Lemieux. From Argos, Jack McIntyre. From Park Tudor, William Morris and Gavin Murphy. From Hamilton Southeastern, E.J. Reichert. And from Concordian Lutheran, Isaiah Rusher. From Marion, Kendall Schneider. From Hamilton Southeastern, Garrett Smith. From Carmel, Will Sprates. From Hamilton Southeastern, Loudon Sunling. And from Hamilton Southeastern, Evan Wang. And from John Adams, Ezra Zabukovich. The Bob Scott Award goes to Meade Hicks, Carmel. Your 2021 IHSLA Assistant Coach of the Year goes to Wally Schaefer from Guerin Catholic. Your 2021 IHSLA Coach of the Year goes to Tim Clark of Castle High School. And your 2021 IHSLA Player of the Year goes to Ezra Zabukovich. Put your hands together for your 2021 IHSLA Award winners.
Hey, Jim, don't touch that man. What? Jim, you never know who's touched these things. It could be places that you wouldn't go. It could have been touched by folks whose hands you wouldn't shake. Like mine.
Ooh, you mean?
Yes, Jim. Dirty money.
You can bring your bad money to the Logan Street Signs and Banner Shop. Just come on in and give it to the little bitty girl that's behind the counter. Bad money is really bad, it's really bad. And this week only, you can take all your bad money, drop it off here at the sign shop. We're running through our special process where we'll clean your money and we'll make it better for you, then we'll give most of it back to you.
I'm here to pick up my laundered money.
Here you go, sir.
This is only a 20. I left a 50.
Sir, don't forget it's $19.95 for shipping and handling, and don't forget that 1% surcharge for eating in Noblesville.
Drop your dirty money off at Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Back here at Hamilton Southeastern High School as we get set for period number 3. 6-3 your score. Give me your assessment of the first half.
Well, it was really good showcase by a lot of different players on both teams, and Curtis was a big-time player. He had 3 goals, 3 of the 6 for the East All-Stars out of Center Grove. 4 different guys scoring for East, and really got off to a hot start. The 3-0 start in that first quarter was big, ended that quarter up 4-1. West able to respond. They didn't let this game get away from them, so, I mean, you can expect that. We've seen really great play, so able to respond and get some goals of their own. 3 different guys scoring for the West. Cuniff, Alvarez, and Smurden get into the scoring column. But a lot of game left to play, and really we haven't seen much of a run. So when the East scores, the West is able to respond. When the West has scored, the East has been able to respond. It was really just that 3-0 run to get things going in the first quarter that's been the difference in this one for the East. But other than that, pretty well balanced. Good lacrosse game so far.
And we are now underway here in the third. The face-off continue to battle for this one way outside midfield, and the official blows the whistle, and it will go back over to the West. So now the West will be an offense forward the first time here in the second half. Wes Stemick out of Harrison High School in West Lafayette As you see, the West will now set it up on the alley to the right. Both goalkeepers played very well in the first half, and I believe Cole Potter is back in goal for the East and makes that skip save. And that is, again, Cole Potter. I think he took a shot off the leg in that first half. He went out, but I'll tell you what, Jonathan Kelly of Castle played extremely well in his absence. After the turnover, the West back the other way. Good deflection in front of the cage, and the ball rolls right to the keeper again, Cole Potter. That might be his easiest save, if you can consider that a save.
Don't want to give it right back, though. That's what the East does. Alvarez has kind of been a point guard in some way, kind of having the ball a lot for the West, waiting for his offense to move around, get set, get going.
East was unable to clear on their last possession, so the West back on offense again. Very early here in the third, widening, firing, and that was a deflection too. Good defense by the East. In fact, the player who made the deflection is now on the run past midfield. Let me see even get the number 16. That was Dylan Holt out of Penn High School. So now the East will work it out front, just past the 30. That's the box line at the top. Ball off the right alley, and then they'll pass behind the cage at the X, and they'll work it near side. Evan Doan out of Evansville Harrison. This All-Star Classic, a chance for these players to showcase. That one skipped right at the cage there, and a nice save again by the West. Ball loose near the sideline, and keeping it in play will be Evan Doan. And then Doan able to scoop it up. He will cradle it as he runs down the left sideline, and they'll set it up once again. Well, the players, as we said earlier, not familiar with playing with each other in a setting like this, and so far I think they've done a very good job.
I think so too. They've made it look like a really simple game, just the way they move, the way they space out the entire field. They know exactly what they're doing.
So the East once again, 3-goal lead. Good body check inside. Ball is loose. Ground ball. Who will pick this one up? It'll be the West. Now back to the counterattack. Defense retreating well that time for the East as that pass high. Too high for Jackson McCree out of Wrights High School. So a turnover by the West, and a good opportunity there for the West to make it a 2-goal contest, but unable to capitalize on offense.
Had a really good look at it. He liked being able to, have that 4-on-3, 5-on-4 advantage, what it looked like, but a bad pass isn't going to do it. That was a good opportunity, like you said, to cut into this deficit.
I like Jack Alvarez's defense that time for the West, trying to slow down the break that time for the East, and the East will set it up. Oh, and the pass just off the cross of Prosser as he's unable to handle it, and it rolls all the way back near midfield on the far side. Well, it's like a deflection in basketball. It really upsets your offensive flow when you get a deflection that goes somewhere and takes you out of your offense. And Alvarez on the West is getting more physical as the game goes along.
Yeah, starting to see a lot more kind of movement, kind of, checking the guys, using your body, being more aggressive. It's getting to that point of the game, getting late where you got there's a high stick there, and rightfully so. We'll see a penalty there.
Yeah, that's going to go against Teddy Johnson as the stick came up high and caught the head of the player on offense. So we have a delayed penalty right here as the ball caroms back out toward midfield. And then once it is touched, the whistle will stop play. So off now to the resting box will go Teddy Johnson.
Man up West.
Also coming out will be Sawyer Strong.
Is that the first penalty we've seen today?
I believe so, yeah.
I think it is. So it's first man up, man down situation that we've seen now.
And this will be a great opportunity right now for the West. Coming up on 7 minutes remaining in the third. Of course, man up here. That means the East will play more zone as the ball worked on the left wing. Skip pass, and the shot just wide to the right of Cole Potter. Here's the East back the other way. That is Holt. Left wing, good entry, and just underneath on the score, Drew Curtis.
Drew Curtis.
Goal number 4 now for Curtis. He's having himself one heck of a first 3 quarters.
He looked like he's playing softball pitcher there. If we get a replay, and watch how he goes underneath.
See, the West was in a bad position with a good pass first up the field to Hyman. Then you get it up to Curtis, and it's basically just a one-on-one situation between him and the goalie, and you love those.
Yeah.
If you're playing lacrosse, you get a one-on-one with the goalie, you have the advantage if you can put a good shot on goal.
That might be one of the keys today, at least for the East, is the defensemen for the West really not pinching and helping, are they? I mean, like you said, they were way behind.
Another situation where, you know, obviously you like the advantage if you had a 5-on-4, 4-on-3, whatever it may be, or the 1-on-1, but also just getting behind the defense altogether.
Face-off eventually will be won by the East. Braden Carpenter out of Noblesville will cradle that ball to the 30 reverse, and you can hear the coaches and some of the players talking about going man up right here. So the West will stay in their man-to-man as we go in the back 15 for the East. Under the 6-minute mark now in the third. Here's Evan Doan. Straightaway shot, bouncing and scoring.
Goal number 18,
that's Justin Sheberly there on the goal out of Evansville Memorial.
And it was Doan who got the assist. He was actually the one that got the assist on the previous goal to Curtis. So Doan with 2 assists, nice cut there from Sheberly, which made it look real easy. If you can make a pass, a pinpoint pass like that, as a guy is moving, it's kind of like throwing a slant in football. As the guy is moving in his route, slanting towards the middle of the field, quarterback puts it on the money, right there at his face mask, right there at his numbers. And in stride, he can catch that ball and start running. Same thing in lacrosse. Guy catches it in stride, then able to wind up, shoot the ball towards the net.
Now think about that, your precision passing in a net that's not very big, too. It's amazing.
Right. And another face-off one here by the East. They've been pretty good at winning the face-offs here in this start second half.
Well, that time Holt ended up losing his cross as saw a couple of sticks connecting just past midfield, winding and firing, and nice save again by Cole Potter. Well, that was a deep shot. There's a good check from behind as you see Jack Alvarez again. I like Alvarez. You mentioned him earlier.
Alvarez and Kress, they both got the red helmets, teammates at Fishers High School, not too far from here. Applying the pressure. Great save here by Potter, checking out the replay. He's been spectacular in the net.
We'll take a quick break. You're watching Championship Lacrosse on IndianaSRN. leading the West 8-3 at the 5-minute mark in the third, and the East coming back following a quick timeout. They'll work on offense. Michael spinning away from a triple team off to the left wing. Hard shot, and that will nearly hit the official. He had to duck to get out of the way of that one, and that just kind of shows you how fast that ball's coming in.
A couple players having to take a duck after that. That ball had some mustard on it. Nice reaction there by the officials.
Zach Hyman was the one who let that one go. That was a huge blast that time by Hyman, and I guarantee it would have hit me. You know, I always think about it, it's a warm day today, but you know when things get cold and if you're playing and that ball gets even harder. Ooh.
That's not fun.
Another save and a straightaway shot as Potter had to go down to get that one. If that is still Potter, make sure you check, see if he is, or did they change back to Jonathan Kelly?
Yeah, we might see some goalie changes. Each team has 3 goalies to their roster. So we'll make sure and see who we got in both nets. It's 24 for the East, and that's Kelly. So Kelly's back out there.
Boy, another nice save by Kelly as he went down on one knee to get that one. And here we go back the other way. The East crossed midfield. Good look there at Pruitt. And the behind-the-back shot goes wide to the left. That looked like Prosser again.
It was Prosser. That would have been something if he was able to get that to go. Get a nice look at the replay. He almost got himself too far past the net, and he realized it. So good attempt there by Prosser. Quite the athlete.
That would have been the goal of the day for sure. Still 8-3 your score as the East looking to work it in front of the cage, and there's another goal. This time number 7, Sawyer Strong out of Westfield, making it a 9-3 game.
Strong.
And we do have a goalie change from the West. We see Matt Summit from Bloomington South. He's in the net now. And now all of a sudden a 6-goal lead for the East. They are clicking on all cylinders right now.
Boy, just too deep a penetration there for the East. The offense getting so close to the cage, and you know, I hate to keep harping on it, but your defensemen are going to have to help a little bit more. Kind of feel like if you're Matt Summit, you're back there on an island all by yourself, and we saw that earlier. And the goalkeeper that was there for the West that got the start. The West will win the faceoff. Down by 6 here in the third under the 3-minute mark. The back 15 at the X, and the entry pass over the top of the goal. Still loose, picked up, and another deflection off the shot by Seymour out of Harrison, and there's another save. Tell you what, good job there by the East defense.
Good save, good on-ball defense, good deflections. So all around, all 6 guys back there on the defense for the East.
Ground ball pickup by the East, and Jackson Pruitt. Good look at Rogers on the left side. He'll change directions, and once again, we'll set it up on the left wing. This is Prosser. He's trying to add another goal right here. Long shot skipping to the left of the goal. And once again, the East will keep it. Ball went high, and their bodies going down. That is Patrick Strong, who got checked from behind and went to the turf, and a turnover there by the East and the West in transition. On the sprint, Owen Cuniff out of Chittard. Cuniff finds a teammate to pass a little bit behind, number 3, Stemick. So now a change here for the West as they will throw it away. Big turnover for the West.
Had a great look at it, did the West, between Stemick and Cuniff kind of working together. Also, you had Seymour. Those 3 trying to get something going. Had some good passes and some good finds. Just if you field it cleanly, able to get a shot off, and unfortunately they unable to do so.
So now the East back on offense as they'll set it up out front. This is Dawson Smith out of Center Grove. Dawson to his right, and that ball will be deflected again. Good stick check on the right wing as the ball will go out of play here on the near side with 1:12 to go. West back on offense. They had been held in check by this East defense here in the third. Whoop, almost went across midfield. Good stop by the East on the attack, and the West trying to set it up, and we've got a timeout here by the West. Want to remind you that the Express Lacrosse, established on Long Island over 25 years ago, is the most renowned lacrosse club in the United States. Express directors, coaches, and alumni are respected nationwide because of their ability to lead, train, and develop outstanding student athletes. As a founding member of the National Lacrosse Federation, Long Island Express and its affiliates provide opportunities for their players to compete with and against the best in the game. Midwest Express, part of the esteemed Long Island Express family, established right here in Indiana, and they offer highly competitive student athletes in the Midwest an opportunity to strive for their personal best. With access to the most selective tournaments in the country, players in the Midwest now have a level playing field with traditional hotbed areas. Attend their tryouts. Mark it down August 21st and 22nd for your chance to be the best. 56.8 remaining in the third. The West gets a timeout. Mentioned a little bit ago, Jarrett, that the one thing we have seen is the East really clamping down defensively, not allowing anything really here in the third for the West.
They have, and the goalie play has been spectacular between Kelly and Potter, who have gotten all the minutes so far. Plenty of saves to their credit, but also the on-ball defense has been good too. And you see so many athletes from so many different schools. It's hard for the West to get off a good-looking shot, and they've had some opportunities, but those opportunities, the really good ones, have been not, fielding the passes cleanly. So if they were able to do that, they've had a couple in this third quarter, and if at least one of them goes in, you're only down 5 goals with a whole quarter left to play. So you would have loved to see, at least one goal. They haven't scored at all in this third quarter, so at least one goal you would have liked to see for the West.
And that's why the West, if they can, as you mentioned, get a goal here, get some of that momentum back going into the fourth. And then every possession will be really huge for the West in that final period of play. Jack Alvarez, we saw him defensively get more physical for the West here in the third. And you can pretty much guess right here, the West is going to try to play for the final shot as the ball is loose. West able to keep possession. But again, a little bit of a disruption in their offense as they'll work it behind the cage. Good ball movement again for the West. They're down to 15 seconds remaining. Trying to find a lane to get a shot off, and they can't turn over. Good job forcing the turnover for the East. One last opportunity. Flag is down, though, as the ball will be shot wide at .4. Wait for the initial call right here on the play. Otherwise, the quarter would have been over.
So we will have a 1-minute penalty in effect that'll go into the fourth quarter.
And we will. The clock is out here in the fourth. It is 9-3. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Championship Lacrosse right here on IndianaSRN. In fact, we will keep it here for this time out and remind you that Empire Lacrosse is your source for all things lacrosse. Established in 2004, their mission is to be the recognized leader in the industry by offering excellent service, competitive pricing, and exceptional playing opportunities. From individual sales to team outfitting, leagues, and tournaments, Empire Lacrosse has everything you need to look good, feel good, and play great. Visit them online at EmpireLAX.com. That's EmpireLAX.com. 12 minutes remaining in this All-Star Classic. Want to remind you once again, the 1A and 2A championships coming up a little bit later today. I'm going to put you on the spot right here. Give me predictions for later today in those two championship games.
I think both games are going to be awesome, and they're going to be close. So it's really hard to pick a winner. I am in the 2A game. I am going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with Hamilton Southeastern just because they've been spectacular all year long. I believe they only have one loss on their season. I believe they're 15-1 on the year. I'm not sure what Carmel's record is, but really looking forward to catching how both those games go. I think the 1A game is going to be really close, and we have a few Guerin Catholic kids on the west side, as well as one kid from St. Joe. That's Antonio Morel from South Bend, and then from Guerin, Sam Hottie and Brendan McGuire. Those three guys getting time in on the west. So I expect to see a close game. Not sure who I'd go with for the 1A side. Might go with Guerin just because we've done a couple of their lacrosse games, as we had for just a couple days ago. Did Hamilton Southeastern with Culver Academy. So, but really, it's interesting because I've never paid much attention to lacrosse at all. So seeing these kids and just what kind of style of play it is. And how much more popular it is. We kind of talked about it earlier, how it's gaining some traction here in the state of Indiana, which really happy to see that here us at IndianaSRN were able to put these games on TV.
IndianaSRN, well over 300 games broadcast every year, so they in fact the guys up top are busy year round. Off of the penalty, it'll be East in possession, just underway here in the third. Long shot wide and high off that left wing by William Rogers. You look at that Guerin team later today, and you're right. Well, I had a chance to see them in their last matchup. They have so many weapons. I'm not sure as that shot will go wide to the right as well, but back inside. Good job in goal again by Cam Reese. Young man out of Heritage Christian, we saw him, but they've got so many weapons. Again, I have nothing really to base anything on when you talk about South Bend St. Joe, but I don't know how they're going to pick their poison in that one. Who do you defend? I don't know. And then you're right, Hamilton Southeastern, their whole roster is loaded.
And they have, walking up, they have the banners still up on the fence, so you see all the guys they have on their team, and just guys, you look at them, you can tell, like, man, they look like lacrosse players, whatever a lacrosse player looks like, but they just look athletic. They look smart. They look talented, and they look like they mean business. I think is the one thing. So, and that's probably why they're 15-1 on the season.
I would not want to be the head coach of the two opposing teams and try to formulate a good defense. I would fail miserably. Straightaway shot, boy, nice save. Again by Potter, but then picked up off the turf, and that shot goes wide to the left. Another attempt by Dawson Smith out of Center Grove.
And Reese, after he blocked that straightaway shot, it came in like a rocket. He was unable to leave that circle and go after the ball, so Curtis actually picks it up, gets another look at it, but still Reese standing his ground, standing strong, getting two shots saved there.
East again, long shot from the 25 is good. Big time shot by William Rogers out of Evansville Memorial.
That's his second goal of this game. Had one back in the first quarter and now in the final quarter as well.
I guarantee that as good as some of these keepers are, to get a stop from a shot like that, almost impossible. I want to again preview that 1A matchup a little bit. Guerin Catholic, as they've outscored their opponents in the last 5 games 65-14. So they've taken no prisoners on their way to the championship.
That'll do it. That's the recipe for success.
You mentioned Hamilton Southeastern. They've outscored their opponents in the last 6 games 86-15. But we know Karma will come in. They won their last contest against Cathedral 8-7 in the semifinals of 2A. We were supposed to do that game, but then the rains ended up interrupting our plans.
Here's a Carmel play right here in Prosser. He's been spectacular here today.
Entry down the middle, shot off of the post, and ball loose in the crease. And, of course, all the players have to stay out of the crease, but another good effort there. Cam Reese picking it up for the West. 10 minutes remaining. Penalty started the period. Here we go the other way. West, and there's the score. Jack Alvarez out of Fishers.
Alvarez has played a really good game for the West, and that's now his second goal. But, on the other goals, he's still involved, heavily involved. So here he is, just a few pass fakes. Misses Pruitt, one of the defenders, just super athletic, hard to guard. Good player out of Fishers.
I got to ask you something, and again, you're new to lacrosse. I'm not a big-time veteran in lacrosse by any means, but do you ever see the goalie get hit by a ball? I mean, how do they avoid that? Other than what we saw earlier on the skip, you don't see it very often.
We may not notice it because the coach might be like, okay, who's not afraid to get hit by the ball as hard as it can come at you? We're going to put you in the net. Maybe they might be the toughest guys on the team, and that's why they're in the net, I suppose.
Yeah, they probably go home and have bruises all over. We just don't know it. 9:30 to go here in this final period of play. 10-4 East on top. Maybe that's your assignment next time. Let's find out how many shots they take. West in possession. That is Zach Hyman out of Argos. Shot will go wide to the right. As I say, there are a couple of players from Argos. Gabe Stone playing today for the West, as we mentioned, to Zach Hyman. West will keep it and set it straight away. So they get a screen right here and try to get Dominic Sakuso open. That pass off the mark and rolls all the way to midfield and out of play.
It's a good idea with Hyman cutting in towards the goal. It's not sure who was going around the goal and making that pass, but good idea, good attempt. Those are things you got to do this late in the game, trying to score.
And if you're the West, you had mentioned earlier, every possession is big here in the fourth, and you're down by 6. And the shot, once again, long range by Dawson Smith. And goalie Cam Reese may have gotten just a piece of that one as it deflected off to the left. East will keep it, set it up. Dawson Smith, Drew Curtis, both out of Center Grove High School. Braden Crouch as well. That one, too, saved by Reese. Beautiful complex here today. We're talking about it off the air earlier. Everything is just compact. It's a great campus to be at. And I want to tell you what, they have done a great job here at Hamilton Southeastern.
And they got more than just lacrosse going on. They got softball at almost every field beyond us.
Yep.
Here's that attempt from Curtis to Prosser, really well drawn up, with Prosser kind of curling up from beyond the behind the goal.
West giving up the possession once again. Ball skipped inside, and then the score again for the East.
Goal number 5, Dawson
That will be
Smith.
number 5, Dawson Smith. We just talked about Dawson out of Center Grove.
And got the feed from Curtis. So 2 Center Grove teammates right there. I'm not sure how Smith even came up with this ball because it skips in there, and I didn't even think he got a hold of it, but sure enough he did, and I don't think Reese, the goalie, knew that he had it either until it was too late. So nice little lucky bounce from the Center Grove teammates.
Well, if he didn't mean to pass it that way, it looks good. I'm not sure how he picked it up either, but that was a nice play, and you get that right in front of the crease like that. There's not a whole lot that Cam Reese can do that close. So now the lead extended to 7. Every possession now, the West is going to have to do something productive, but the East comes up with it once again off the face-off, and I believe we have a different goalie there now. That'll be number 27 for the West, is Griffin Howell out of Zionsville. So the West back the other way, left wing, and Trying to juke his way to the inside. That's Dominic Zacuso. That ball will ricochet all the way to the other side and out of play. Well, the way that the East is defended here in the second half, they've gotten excellent goalkeeping. They will come away the win here today unless the West can go on some type of a scoring spree. But there's another turnover right there. It didn't even really get a good look on offense.
Just one goal allowed. Did the East to the West. Halftime score was 6-3.
That shot going wide as the keeper once again, Griffin Howell out of Zionsville, watches that one sail to his left. In the back 15, that is Leo Prosser. Good entry and a goal.
Yes, Braden!
That's number 15, I believe, Braden Carpenter out of Noblesville, and Mom and Dad, I think, are right below us. Either that or he has a fan club here today, but I believe it is, again, Braden Carpenter, 2 players, again, out of Noblesville.
Again, really good passing and just kind of continuous movement. As one guy goes one way, you fill up that space that another guy left. Carpenter saw the open space again. It's towards the middle of that area right in front of the goalie. Nice recognition there by Carpenter, and this game well in hand of the All-Stars of the East.
You know, this reminds me so much of that Guerin Catholic game against Heritage Christian, where Heritage was answering the call early in that semifinal, and then just the second half, it was all Guerin. But it was their defense that made the difference. Off the face-off again. Good save. And then a rebound and a score.
Goal number 2, William Rogers.
That'll be William Rogers out of Evansville Memorial, but that was a heck of a save by Griffin Howell, but unfortunately it caromed right back out front, and now we have, I think that is going to be your goalie right there. We just talked about this young man a little bit ago, Griffin Howell, and he is down. There you saw the replay of the carom that came back out front and the quick goal again, and they're going to check out the young goalkeeper right there. Want to remind you that Empire Lacrosse is your source for all things lacrosse, established in 2004. Their mission is to be recognized as the leader in the industry by offering excellent service, competitive pricing, and exceptional playing opportunities. From individual sales to team outfitting, leagues, and tournaments, Empire Lacrosse has everything you need to look good, feel good, and play great. Visit them online at empirelacrosse.com. We also want to say, if we can, that True Lacrosse Indiana proudly supports IHSLA, Indiana Premier Travel Lacrosse Team. They're fielding teams from under 8 to seniors in high school. So if you want more information on True Lacrosse Indiana, 317-727-6048. So they will walk the young man off. Griffin Howell, he's the second goalie we have seen get hurt today. Cole Potter earlier took a shot off the leg and he went out. The one thing about Griffin Howell, he's not as big as most of the goalies you would see, so size-wise, but he did a nice job while he was in there. See if we can pick up who the new goalie will be. That'll be number 25, Cam Reese, back in. We have not seen Matt Summit that I know of, the goalie from Bloomington South. So the East once again back on offense. Great passing, high-low, and the score by Sawyer Strong.
Number 7, Sawyer Strong.
Boy, it doesn't get much better than that. That was some sort of passing from the East All-Stars. All 5 guys, I believe, touched the ball, and it was bang, 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 right back and forth.
Wow.
Love to see that again. First, the face-off win for Shaberly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the shot. That was something.
That kind of reminded me of that old shot fake you used to do in high school when you get that guy in the air and make him go up and score on him, make him look silly, right?
That was the quickest, cleanest lacrosse goal we've seen today.
With that many passes, too. Face-off blown dead right there. Let's see, they will give it to the West. Yeah, I gave you a compliment on your basketball skills there.
Oh, I didn't know you were complimenting me. Yes. I wasn't much of the best.
No, you look like Dan Issel right there. You probably don't remember Dan Issel, do you?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Before my time.
A long way before. 6 minutes remaining now here in this final period of play, and it has been all East in this second half. Pass to the right goes out of play, and they will go back to the East, so a turnover by the West. We are good eavesdrop on that phone call right there, too. Love crowd mics, don't you?
Gonna have to fix that. I think producer Jerry's doing just that.
5:45 to go. East again back on offense. They'll work behind the cage.
We've seen 5 fourth-quarter goals here from the East. The offense has just gotten better as the quarter's gone on.
You mentioned the East, the way they've worked together. There's another shot deflected, and then off the rebound again, and another score. It is all East. That's number 5, Dawson Smith out of Center Grove. They've just seemed like they played together. Once they got past that first half, they found the rhythm in the second half. It seems like they played together all year.
Well, they're just getting a lot of shots on goal, too, or the East. And, they're missing the first or they're missing the second. You see nice save there by Reese, but there's always somebody there from the East squad to get the rebound and put it back in. And usually it's right in front of the goal, so the goalie has no shot when they're that close, point blank.
So now an 11-goal lead here in the fourth. 5:25 remaining. One relief a little bit for the players out on that hot turf will be the little bit of cloud cover here. West will have it. Now they're just going to try to play a little respectful here at the end as that attempted shot by Wes Stemick went over the top of the goal. The last touched by the East. Official will blow this one dead just for the moment. Now we'll restart the action here at Hamilton Southeastern High School on our East-West Classic. Ball off the left alley, dropped, and then picked up once again by Jack Alvarez. Long shot in the blast there out front by Quinn Fitzgerald out of Brebeuf High School. And another good save. Jonathan Kelly played well for the injured Cole Potter in the first half. Ball loose again at midfield and picked up by the East, and they're back on the attack once again, but then stolen mid-air pass. Good defense by the West, and then they'll go back on offense. Credit to the defender that time. Let's see if that is.
Should be Reese.
Is that Reese?
Yeah, it's still out there.
So the East after the turnover. McCree. Ball caroms high in the air. It looked like a foul ball in baseball. It went really high and picked up by the East. On the end line is Drew Curtis. Well, you're in the last 3:52. I think at this stage it's safe to say the East is going to win this contest, but what do you want to see here out of the West here in the last 3:51?
Just compete, finish the game. Still 3:45 left to go. Do what you're accustomed to doing, show off why you're an all-star, why you're out here on this field today, and, just the East just really has been clicking here in the second half. It's been hard to stop for the West, like instances right here where Curtis and Smith both have been able to get to the goal. But the West has still, been able to find opportunities. They just haven't been able to capitalize on them. Passes have been so close to being completed, and they haven't had a lot of shots put on the goal. And if they have been, they've just been great saves by guys like Potter and Kelly in the goal.
And we've gone back and forth and back again, and the East looking for a shot straight away. Ball in the air, and once again passed out front sidearm shot goes wide to the right. Jonathan Kelly, number 24.
He's the goalie going all the way down.
I think they put him now at on defense, or they switched right there, and he's going to go back. So he gave him a chance to score. Those guys don't get the chance.
That's awesome, yeah.
Trying to get him in the scorebook on offense, so now we're down to 2:36. Yeah, it's kind of like that big man in basketball. He's setting up down there, feed it to him. You want your goalie to be happy. East back on offense. That looked like a pass attempt intended there for Dawson Smith. Goes wide right, still picked up now by the East, and they'll reset it in the back 15. Edmund Doan out of Evansville Harrison High School. Passing on the left wing, gets it back, and the ball loose again. There's the two defenders. See if anybody steps over. They don't, and that's good play on your long stick midi. Doesn't seem quite fair, does it? He gets that long stick and
right place at the right time.
Exactly. So down to a minute 37. That shot saved, and good job again by Potter. Was that 26? Alec Markey. Looks like Alec Markey now may be the goalkeeper. And we don't know if anybody's changed numbers here, but it does say, well, I'm going to take that back, Matt Summit, Bloomington South. Might help if I look at the right roster, right? That ball goes out of bounds, far side with a minute 10. Another change here for the West as they try to get a goal on the board here in the fourth.
1 minute.
Here the public address announcer announced 1 minute remaining. Ball picked up in the crease, that time by Jonathan Kelly. East really add one more, just run out the clock right here. A couple of changes on the run, as that's a light shot just off of the stick that time of Matt Summit. He's able to regain, and the quick outlet pass to the far side now to Quinn Fitzgerald. Down to 20 seconds remaining. Would be the last opportunity right here with 10 seconds remaining. Ball loose out front near the 20. Will the West be able to get a shot off? They will not, and that's going to do it.
The final score is East 15.
The East 15.
West 4.
And the West 4 in this All-Star Classic. Well, your thoughts on this one? I think it was really very clear that what happened in the second half, what the East was able to do defensively and in the goalkeeping department, they dominated this one.
Just gave up one goal in that second half, did the East. So the goalkeeping was tremendous. Shout-outs to Jonathan Kelly from Castle, Cole Potter from Penn. Those two did all the minutes in the net for the East. Just giving up that one goal was tremendous, but still the offense was there. The passing was tremendous, I thought, from the East. It seemed to be a lot more crisper, more cleaner than it was from the West. They had a lot of good passing, good, quick, guys getting out and running. So you make those passes as the defense gets drawn to you. Just throw it to that open guy in that open space. I think the East did a nice job of that. They really found their rhythm offensively in that second half. And, for the West, really good showcase from a couple of players, guys that are able to score. Alvarez had 2 goals. Conniff and Smurden did the rest of the scoring for them. Wasn't going to be enough. Too much firepower, I think, from the East. And looks like 7 different guys scoring for the East. So, that's an impressive number there. And a lot of those goals were assisted on. So, just guys working together really found their momentum and their rhythm offensively. They really clicking in that second half.
And despite the score and all, it's a great memory for all of these players, too. 10, 20 years down the road, you can say you played in a classic like this, something I'm sure is going to grow as the years go along.
Yeah, and how many schools, are represented? There's got to be a lot from both sides. We said there was 20 players that showed up for each side, but there was still, I believe, each side had 25 or 26 on the roster. So, countless, few dozen schools represented in this game. So that's awesome. Yeah, like you said, guys are going to be able to look back on this and maybe meet some new friends. You never know. Especially since it's a sport that's not as popular, but it's growing, and we're starting to see Guerin Catholic warm up. Look how deep their roster is. So hopefully as the years go on, we can see more schools get involved in this and maybe incorporate lacrosse into their repertoire. But these schools that are represented right now their players did a nice job showcasing their abilities and their school.
It is Championship Saturday coming up in a little while. It'll be Guerin Catholic and South Bend St. Joe beginning at 4. Following that matchup, Hamilton Southeastern and Carmel for the 2A championship. I want to thank the entire crew here today. I tell you what, it's been a warm one already. You guys survived all that in the early morning to come back and do a great job here this afternoon.
Well, Jerry and Chance, they got 2 more games to do. I get to go home, but these guys, they're only halfway done. But, great work by them, great camera work by Chance, and always good call and good producing job by Jerry. He's the best. So, good luck in your guys' games later today. I enjoyed these 2 games today. This is awesome. My first lacrosse games taken in person, so really good experience. Hopefully do some more games next year. But, in the meantime, good luck to you later today. You got both championship games. That should be fun. That should be extraordinary lacrosse play. Excited to see who comes out on top in those 2.
I have a feeling we know who's going to be joining us next year. This young man right here to my right, Jarrett's going to be saying, put me in the booth for some more lacrosse. That's going to do it. Thanks for being with us on a beautiful afternoon here at Hamilton Southeastern. This has been Championship Lacrosse right here on IndianaSRN.